Hey everybody, we might as well start the webinar. Alex Deploy here, welcome. And we're going to go through a typical analysis session that I do when looking for deals. And on your chart, you can see the 4-hour RSI chart setup that I use. I look at about 12 currencies and we look for particular signals. Now, the signals we look for, and I see there might be some new people in the room here. If you go to the forum and you look at main signals used during the analysis service, have a look at that section at some time. That explains the main signals that I look for and that I do my decision making on. So if you're new, have a look at those. I will explain them in a little bit more detail as we go along. Now, if we look at the euro, for instance, what I like doing is the two main things that I use here, and that is the RSI, and I use Trendline. So it's just those two items. So a typical signal would be when the RSI has gone oversold, gone overbought, and has formed a divergence. Now, divergence is when the price, if you draw a trend line on the price, goes up and the RSI goes down. For instance, here you would see the price is going up, but down at the bottom here on the momentum indicator, the price is going down. Now that's a sign of that's a warning of a reversal. And then what I do is I draw a trend line, and when the trend line is broken and there's a typical signal, you would then enter a sell, and you can see how successful that particular deal was. Now, unfortunately, it was a successful deal. If we had entered it maybe a day or two earlier, that would have been good. Again, if you do have any questions, comments, and remarks, just send them through. Hi, Joost, I see you made it to this meeting. Welcome. Okay, so those are that is the signal, the type of signal that I'm looking for. Unfortunately, the euro's already happened. The pound has also happened, and again, a fantastically successful one. If we look at that type of thing, and that's what I do. I try and maintain the past history, because it does indicate the success of the method that I'm using to a large degree. And actually, it is also a confidence builder for myself, in that it reinforces the fact that these signals are. So the pound was a good signal. Yeah, I've just done the yen, a good signal. And you can see the similarity. There's two mounds. There's two mounds there. So there should be at least two mounds, and it'll break, and it'll provide quite a good signal. Here's one happening that's also too late. So a lot of the signals are too late, as it were. And but just for those in the webinar, if you want to practice the system, it's a fantastically back tradable system. And it has been my steadfast system for the last over 10 years. And here you see the RSI building up, building a support area up there. And when that crosses over, that could be a sell signal. It isn't one right now, but certainly maybe in the next two or three sessions, 4-hour sessions, it might start breaking through. So let's have a look here. Here was one that did pretty well. Now, okay, over there and over here. So some of them don't break out that much, and sometimes these charts can be very deceiving. I'm just going to go through that particular one. You see the entry was actually over there, but if you look at it, the amount of that was 250 pips. That breakout going up there was 250 pips. So charts can sometimes be very deceiving, and these signals are very powerful. They can get you into very, very strong moves. Sometimes not. Here's one that's most probably not the greatest move that you caught. So far we're just looking at historical signals that have worked, and the idea is to find new ones that have worked. So there again, that's deceiving. It's 134 pips, 134 pips, that little move up there. Okay, so here's one where there was quite a big spike. What I tend to do is I just ignore the spike. It's an unusual event, and and in fact, there could be a deal happening right here. Let's have a quick look. And why I say that is we've got this situation. There is no divergence, but it is still a trend line violation. We also have a reasonable support area here, which provides a good trade. So there's a potential setup. Not the greatest setup, but certainly I'm going to list that on my short list. That's the pound New Zealand. Right, is everybody following me so far? I hope you can all hear me. I haven't done a sound test or anything today. Please confirm that you can hear me clearly. I'd appreciate that. Then I can carry on. So there's a potential setup that's happening right now, and here, let's have a look at this one in a little bit more detail. Is another setup that's happening now. I actually like this one. I'm going to enter this trade as a trade. What we've got here is we have a divergence. We have a trend line. We have at least two nice humps. And we've got a few other things that are happening here. And this is quite a dangerous currency, this. But the other thing, as I say, I ignore that spike, is we have a double top. Now, double top traditionally is a reversal signal at the end of a trend, and we have a double top there. We've got that setting up. We've got that breaking out, and that is thanks for the feedback about the sound. Thank you very much. That is a really nice trade. So I'm going to our shortlist so far consists of the pound New Zealand and the euro Oz. Let's have a look. Oh, here's another one, the euro pound. Okay, thank you for that. And we've got the euro pound here. Also a divergence there. And we have a trend line by the euro pound. What I don't like about the euro pound at the moment is you can see the inconsistencies of the candles. You can see a huge amount of up and down. It's just blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. Very inconsistent candles, and also very spiky all over the show. Just because of that, and let's compare it with some other candles like over here, not too bad. More structured. I think this one will be even more structured. Yeah, no, that's too bad. So although this one is making a nice signal, I don't think I'm going to consider this one for today. So today, what I can see here is the pound New Zealand and the euro Oz. So let's go with those. Euro Oz and the pound New Zealand. I'm going to take a bit of a shortcut methodology today. I'm not going to go through things too. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to move on to the multi-time frame charts of these two currencies. I'm going to start with the euro Oz because that one really looks good, and we'll just go in here. And the euro Oz. By the way, there are templates for all of these charts on on the website, in the forum, which you can download, or these particular templates that I'm using right now. All right, so my template consists of a weekly chart, a daily chart, a 4-hour chart, and an hourly chart, and I've got the multiple moving averages. Basically tells us the direction of trade, or the phase that the trade is in. I've also got them good vibrations indicator, which tells us the size of the waves. Now, there's been some huge waves going here. There's 1,000 pip wave there, and then a 350 pip retracement wave, and now there's been a 1,400 pip wave going up. But as I say, I'm ignoring that spike, but still it's a sizable wave. And then I've got the channel trading technique. Well, the channel trading is not looking that great. There's no real channel that I can see, so we'll ignore the channel trading for this particular currency. And this is a warning. It's actually warning us that there is a very strong trend in place going up. So if we are considering a sell trade, it is going to be a risky one. And I'm just going to move that across, and this is the main reason why we're trading. It is a risky trade, so let's do a bit more analysis work on that particular one. It is very risky because it's against the trend, but we do have that double top there to give us a little bit more. We have got this divergence that gives us a bit more, and we have a breakout happening right now. So let's just consider our verdict on this one. This is a good trade, except that it's against the trend, and this trend is a sizable trend. Let's have a look. It's a 2,000 pip trend. This currency is very very volatile. And okay, so if we were to trade this just off the top of my head, we'd do something like that. We must probably enter very close to where we are now. This is a 4-hour. We must probably put our stop over there and our target over here. So I'm putting my target. There's you can see a support and resistance area. So target would be just above that, and the entry would most probably be a little bit like that, and the the stop would be there. So let's have a look at the sizes of this transaction. Okay, that's 140 pip stop and a 170 pip target. Quite big. And I'm going to change this to 1 hour, see if we can refine it in any way. Okay, we can refine it a little bit down like that. And must probably push that up a bit like that. Okay, so it's basically a one-on-one trade. Yeah. Go back to the 4 hour. So that's how I like refining. Now you saw there on the 1 hour that it was actually going up again. So this kind of trade I would enter on a pending order, a waiting order, and it would be when the price makes a new low on the candle. So when it goes below that spike that's there, that's most probably the optimum time to trade. Now I will enter this on my live account. I'm not going to do it right now during the webinar, but certainly I think this is a good trade to go with today. Let's have a look at the rest of the charts. On the weekly, we have what is effectively a huge spike, which is mainly regarded as a reversal formation on a candle, and that's supporting the fact that a sell is possible. The This is the daily chart, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gather evidence for a sell. And here's another huge divergence that's happening here on the RSI. It hasn't crossed over yet, but why is it not taking? There we are. So we've got a huge divergence going on the RSI. It's still premature because it hasn't crossed the trend line, but because it's doing it on the 4-hour, that's good enough. The only concern here is the against the trend trade. Let's have a look on the daily, on the 4-hour. 4 hours, not saying that the trend is all that good or that strong. So we could possibly look at, I don't know why this one is so, won't let me expand it much, but the 4-hour, that is in fact almost a sell signal. The moving average is hooking and pointing down. So the 4-hour is confirming our sell activity. Okay, any comments on this particular trade that I'm proposing? Any more explanation that you need? Any ideas? Everybody's happy. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the other one, which is the pound New Zealand. Now, this is the Euro Oz, and the pound New Zealand is the next one. So we'll go and have a look at that. Pound New Zealand. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Right. So I'm just jumping around a bit, but on the daily, it does look like that. This looks more like a reversal on the daily. We've got that. We've got our divergence in place, like that. And that's a nice daily signal. And now if we look at the 4-hour, again, it's a bit of a sideways currency, this. So it is a bit of a concern. It doesn't have strong tendencies to go south. So it is a bit of a concern here. It could be premature. Let's have a look at the multiple moving average. That's confirming that this is just so sideways, and it might lack the volatility that we need for a trade. Let's just see the daily. Daily is also very, very narrow, not much volatility, almost appears to be a controlled cross, and there we are. So of the two, I would say the Euro Oz is most probably the more trade. I would probably not enter this one because of this uncertainty. It seems to want to. It's fairly good setup, but not convincingly. So let's have a look. RSI, yeah. Okay. So of the two, so that's basically how quickly you could find a trade for the day. I've gone from the looking at the 4-hour RSI, and I identified some candidates, and I have gone into them into a little bit more detail, and I found these two. But of the two, the RSI, the Euro Oz is possibly the better bet. But this is setting up. This is setting up for a sell quite strongly. One of the things that worries me is that the 1 hour is already heading for sell mode. You see, every time it reaches that buy mode, every time it reaches that point, it goes up. There it went up. Now it's at that same point again. So it might just continue its channel. You can see there's a channel here, and that's what worries me a bit about this particular currency. Okay, all right. Everybody happy? All right. So the deal for the day, literally, is going to be the where's our Euro Oz? this particular one, it'll be a pending order when the price makes a new low on the 4-hour. That is telling us, yes, definitely good setup. That is telling us a good sell, and that one is telling us a sell. This one, how I use this is, I say, has the currency become tired? It hasn't totally got tired yet. If you look at the normal rhythm of this currency, it's about 400 pips or 300 pips. 300, not that big. So this is a getting tired rhythm. So if I take the rhythm from there, it is still 700 pips that the price has moved. So it does tell me that it's sort of starting to get tired and might want to go south. All right, let's have a look. Any other comments, questions? I'm basically finished with the webinar now, so I'm into discussion points. If you want to raise any discussions, we haven't looked at the 360-degree review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that right now. Let's start with the currency strength. In the last week, the euro has been the strongest currency compared to all of its trading partners. It's made over 1,600 pips it's gained from its trading partner, and the Canadian has been the weakest currency. So those are the two in the last week. In the last day, the pound has gained a lot of strength. Let's see, that's the biggest gainer out there. And the yen has lost the most value compared to its traveling. So the currency we're trading is not a controversial currency. The euro Oz, not too controversial at this stage. So that's fine. If we look at the RSI readings and the ADX readings, what I look for here is any readings over 30 on the ADX shows a trending currency. Now the euro is over 30 and it is quite low. So it is trending, over 30 is trending, and it is quite low, which means the trade that we're going to be taking, we're selling the euro, is we are going to be continuing that low reading on the RSI. We're going almost against that low reading on the RSI. Might be worthwhile to quickly flip to the euro and see what's going on there. Seeing that we are selling the euro, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the euro is in a sell trend again. If you know that's why I use the RSI trend line violation signal. It really just is so fantastic for catching trends. So what we're hoping for is that this trend will continue, and that certainly is backed up by this one. The daily has just begun, so that's not bad. The weekly has made a strong hook. See, there's a hook there on the RSI. That's a sell signal. That's saying sell. The channel is saying sell. So we want to sell the Aussie, the euro Oz. So the euro is selling. Let's go and have a look at the Oz. If that's that, now we're looking for buy signals here, because if we sell the euro Oz, we are selling the euro and buying the Oz. So let's see, are there enough buy signals here? Not really at the moment. It is in the short term, it is going up, but on the longer term, we're still seeing some. How's this not working? we're still seeing sell momentum. So sell momentum. We're seeing sell momentum. Sell momentum. So this is a warning that the Aussie might still be in a sell mode, and that conflicts with our trade that we want to make. We want to buy the Aussie. It is on the 1 hour. It's almost, look at this. It's almost in a buy mode. 2 mounds, trend line violation. Should be buying at the moment, but it's not, and that is why I will still go with this particular trade. That looks like a good buy. That looks like a buy, a hook pointing up. So there's enough here to say that the Aussie has a chance of buying, and that is why I'm using a pending order rather than a market order. I want to get some more evidence that the trend will continue, and that is why we're using a pending order on this particular trade here. Okay, so we're going to stick with this trade. I'm going to actually put it in on my live account, and we'll see how that one goes. Right. Anybody see any other trades that look attractive on any other basis other than the RSI? We're looking at it a bit narrow, but although I'm only using the RSI, I am looking at support and resistance levels. I am looking at non-horizontal support. So I'm continuously drawing trend lines, and this trend line says that this has got room to go down to the target at least. Okay. Just looking at all the comments that have come in. Thanks for all those comments. Any questions? I can't see any questions because we're now into question and answer time. Anything, any information that you're not finding? That's a common one that you need. Let's have a look. Signals used during the analysis service. Let's just see if. Okay, thank you. Thanks for that feedback. I just want to see if I've got links here. Oh, I don't have links in this particular one. Okay, so if you want more information about the lifestyle technique, what I would suggest is you go to our other forum. We've got the paid forum, and then we've got our other forum, and see if I can find it. All right, so you've got free forex courses and techniques. You click on that, and let's have a look. So there we have a free channel course. Let's have a look. Trading course, download. There's system lifestyle. Okay, there you go. That's the one I want. It is further down, but it's easier. Okay, so on the lifestyle technique, this is the section that I suggest you go to. It will cover the RSI technique. It will cover the channel trading technique, and there's a lot of discussion there of the processes that you can go and have a look at. So this particular lifestyle approach is what I'm using, and why I'm using it is that you only need to spend, as we have now, 20 minutes a day analyzing the charts, make a decision, put it in. Those deals will manage themselves. You put a stop in, you put a target in, you put an entry in, and what I'm going to add is most probably a trailing stop, following stop of about between 30 and 50% of the target. So I add a trailing stop to, once it goes positive, the trailing stop will start following the price and will protect my gains. But it's a self-managing deal, and that's what I like about the lifestyle technique. 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. That's if you're serious. Otherwise, you just do 30 minutes in the morning or the evening, and there's a beautiful technique. You can go out and work and you're trading the 4-hour chart, and it is really the most sensible way to trade that I think. Certainly day trading is not all that attractive these days because of spread, I wouldn't say manipulation, but flexible spreads in the market make short-term trading like 30 pips deals, and that make it a lot less attractive. Okay, so I see there's no further questions, comments, or remarks from me, Alex Deploy. Thank you very much for your attendance today, and I hope you've learned something. And certainly, if you're attending any future ones, please prepare any questions that you might have. Also, if you do have urgent questions, just email me, and I'll deal with them. So from me, cheerio.